Okay, so I want to talk about a news article that I read. It wasn't very long, but it was about a girl, the age of 5, that grew up with cows. They call her a cowgirl. And basically the parents left the girl in a field with cows, and occasionally, once in a while, put her in a little room and there was a bowl out with milk. And people discovered the girl and obviously investigated the point. But the news article was not very long, it was like very short, where this article on this cowgirl should have been a book. It should have been hundreds of pages, because it is a discovery of what is human nature. What is the value of human nature when, if you are raised by cows, you become a cow? Doesn't that actually proves that human nature isn't real? It is what you are taught. Because if human nature was real, she would have grown up to be a human even if she lived with cows. Yet she did not. So the whole point of human nature is set in stone. This is the way that humans are, then is diffused. It is debunked. It is proven wrong completely. And that must raise a question of, who are we then? What makes us human? Obviously now we can look at parenting and how we are raised, and how we are literally just a copy of our environments, of the people around us, which first of all is parents and other influences that come into our life. And this cowgirl that moos like a cow, walks like a cow, loves milk, and actually believes, well, she doesn't believe, she is a cow. She's not human, because she didn't grow up with humans, she doesn't know humans. And fascinatingly enough, no one questioned what happened to this girl and what she was actually showing the world, that we are a product, we are a result of our environment, of our education. We are programs. We can be programmed to be what we are, who we are. And scientists, should have jumped in and freaking researched the crap out of it, because this questions everything humans believe about themselves. This proves everything we believe about humans thus far wrong. A simple little point like this showed us so much, and yet no one really looks into it. They just think, ooh, bad parents, oh, poor girl. Yes, from a perspective it is bad, but from a different perspective, to her she's just a cow, nothing was done unto her. So she lived like a cow. That means you could have been a cow, you could have been a dog, you could have been a donkey, you could have been a horse, you could have been a sheep, if you were raised with it. But you were raised with humans, so you are now a result of humans, a product of humans. This cowgirl actually walked like the cows. She mooed like cows. She communicated through mooing. And this is such a clear example of human nature isn't human nature. If human nature was who we are, without any free will or choice, then that cowgirl should not have been a cowgirl. She would have grown up to be a human, even if she was with cows. Yet she's a cow now. She's mooing, she's walking a cow, she loves milk, and she's living with cows in the field. Maybe she ate grass. I didn't see anything that they said about that. And it is extremely... They actually violated the point through not looking into it, through not bringing the question out there, through not looking at how is this possible. And when I looked at it, I had to look at myself and ask myself, okay, so what makes me human? Who makes me human? Who decides who I am, and who decided who I am going to be as a child? Because I was raised by two adults, my parents, and so is everyone else. So we're all just products of parents. My parents is a product of their parents, and I'm a product of them. And that's my human nature. So that means human nature is accepted and allowed to be the same through the way we are programmed, through the way we are raised, through the way we are taught. And therefore, if we change the parenting system in this world, where we teach children differently, a different way of life, then human nature will not be human nature. The idea that economists has that humans are only self-centered and that they only live for their own self-interest is not so in fact. This is what this cowgirl is showing us. That it is something that is taught. It is something that is shown to us. And not just through words, but through living, through how we move, how we interact in this world, is taught to each and every child every day. And through constantly showing and teaching the same way, the same patterns over and over, we are creating the children the same way, and then we call it human nature. But it's not. We simply have to change the way we educate, the way we teach children and ourselves, to be able to create a new world. And this is what the cowgirl is showing. It's possible. Because it's simply programming. We decide what we program into ourselves. And then that's how we pass on to our children. And that's how we create the world. That's how we create the future. Because we're passing on self-interest all the time to our children, greed, because we're passing on all these things that is in our little bubbles that we call life every day to our children, and that's all they know. And that's all they become. And that's why the world is continuing the way it is. It's not because of human nature. It's because we are making it human nature. We are making it so. We are not changing to that which is best for life, which we can do, which is evidence of this cowgirl that we can change everything. Through simply deciding, okay, this is how we're going to live life. This is how we're going to change now. This is what I'm going to program myself as to live into this world and to change the world. And to teach to my children. And everyone teach to their children. And so, in a few generations, you have a brand new world because we changed the educational system. And obviously, considering how the physical works, because the cowgirl shows how the physical works in a way of physical interactions through the environment, movement, through who we are and how we live. And that's what we have to change. And that's where Destiny is and has been saying for years now, that we are programmed robots and that we can deprogram ourselves and reprogram ourselves to that which is best for all life. And that's how we create a new world. That's how we prepare ourselves so that we can prepare our children, so everyone recreates the world breath by breath every day. And obviously through lots of writing. This is where the journey to life writing is, where everybody that's participating writes daily a blog on the patterns, the characters they face, and so deconstruct it, deprogram, and reprogram ourselves to be life, that which we are in fact, as the physical, which is always here, physical, and to eliminate the mind control and the brainwashing that is up here. And it's possible. So investigate the cowgirl story, look into it and ask yourself the questions. So what makes me human? What makes us human? If this girl is able to be a cow, simply through how she was raised. She doesn't know she's human, she doesn't care she's human. I mean, she's a cow. She eats grass probably, she drinks milk. She lives with cows, she walks like one, she moves with them, that's how she communicates. So what makes you human? What makes you who you believe you are? Are you really special? Or is that just programmed? You're just a robot that was inserted some programming and now you believe that's who you are. So this is also a response to activist journey to life blog on the Moo Girl. The links will be down at the bottom description box, and follow us on Twitter. Twitter links will be at the bottom, and start walking with us the journey to life, where we deprogram and reprogram ourselves to that which is best for life, because it's possible, because the evidence is here that we are who we decide we are, who we create ourselves to be. And currently the world is showing we are pure evil, and we are only creating destruction, wars, poverty, suffering, and this can all be stopped through us starting with ourselves to change.